Good morning and welcome back to our free monthly webinar series here at WeatherWorks. My name is Michael Prianti. I'm a lead meteorologist and the director of social marketing. And today we'll be discussing our exciting new addition to our line of forecasting products. We call it PavementRisk, a high-quality meteorological source for pavement temperatures to aid in making a crucial weather-sensitive decision. And without further ado, let's jump right into today's webinar.
Thanks a lot, Mike, and welcome to our webinar for this month. And we're here to talk about something that our software team is really excited about, and our company in general is really excited about. A lot of hard work went into it, and we're talking about PavementRisk. And this is a new decision support tool for you guys in the snow and ice industry about pavement icing and when to go out and do a little bit of work and how to prove that work and how to get yourself ready for that work in the future. So I am meteorologist Mike Mahalik, and in this webinar, we're going to talk about what is PavementRisk, how does it work, some performance stats, and also some benefits and case studies about PavementRisk. Now, I'm meteorologist Mike Mahalik. I've been here since 2008. And before we get into the PavementRisk product, I just want to say a little bit about our company because I want to point out the WeatherWorks difference. And what I talk about there is that we listen, we innovate, and we also lead. And what I mean by that is that we listen to our clients in the snow and ice industry. We know there's always changing needs out there, and there's a need for new solutions. And from what we hear from you, from surveys, from phone conversations, or what it might be, we like to innovate. We like to make new products that are fresh, built by our own software team, just to get out to you guys to help make decision support in those crucial snow and ice situations just a little bit easier for you guys and to reduce some stress. We're always there to try to communicate the weather to you as quickly and as efficiently as possible so you can make the right actions for your business or company. So for PavementRisk, this is a brand new product. We've been in development for well over a year on how to get this across to you guys the best and the most efficient way possible. But it provides a 36-hour pavement temperature forecast. Now that's important. It's pavement temperatures we're talking about. We're not talking about air temperatures that could be seen in our forecast, but these are pavement temperatures and also looking at snow melt to see when we can have some ice developing on those paved surfaces. So a few things to point out with our PavementRisk product is we have our 3 hourly temperatures showing up on the graph. We also have a purple area that shows caution. So what I mean by caution is that the temperature is getting close to 32 degrees, but it's not quite there. The reason we put caution there is because we know that pavements don't all react the same. An asphalt parking lot in the middle of sunlight is going to act different than a shaded sidewalk on a north side of a building or possibly a bridge. So with caution, we're showing that, yes, it's above 32 on that pavement, but there could be some spots that are below 32 in those normally colder areas. Now, when we get to the blue shaded areas, that's when we're below freezing. The pavement is cold enough for ice to form, and we're pretty darn confident about that. Beyond that, we do have these pink bars below the graph, and that shows when snow melt is occurring. So that will tell you if, hey, there could be some water running off those piles onto the parking lot surface or whatever it may be. That could freeze up later on in the day if temperatures dip below freezing. And finally, we have our weather for the upcoming day, the night, and the following day. Breaks it down into 3-hour time blocks for you right there. And keep in mind, this service is free with Storm Alert service, so anybody who does have that likely has already seen it on the bottom of their forecast. And those who have FMS, which is our forecast management system, that is a national product, so it's utilized across the entire country by a lot of property management firms. And in that, it's also included pavement risks. So you got it both in Storm Alert and in our national product, the FMS system. So how does PavementRisk work? Well, our software team went through about 4 million pieces of data in order to come up with this product. It's a proprietary product that they developed on their own. So from soup to nuts, they figured out how to forecast and how to create a model to forecast the pavement temperature. It uses machine learning technology. It uses physical relationships between solar flux and ground flux. It uses statistical relationships and also even accounts for the local environment. So I'm talking about the elevation of a location, the time of the year, the latitude, longitude. It takes all that into account in order to come up with these pavement temperatures for a 36-hour forecast, which is honestly quite amazing how our software team was able to combine all this into a useful product for you guys. And we're really super excited about how it's been performing. That's the main thing. And one thing I really want to point out is this R squared value. Now, this looks like a bunch of crazy statistics and stuff like that, but the main point is the closer you can get that R squared value to 1, the better the model is performing, or the more accurate the model is to the underlying conditions. So in our case here, we're looking at a 0.983. So we are so close to hitting that perfect 1 fit for our model performance that, I mean, it's quite amazing that our guys have gotten that close to it, and really hats off to them for having this model performing so well. And it also has an impressive mean absolute error when we're talking about forecasting the temperatures up to 36 hours. So really great product going on. And one of the things that I want to really point out that I think is the most useful is how can we benefit from this pavement temperature product? What are some case studies? What are some uses that this pavement temperature product can be used on, or pavement risk? So I've got up I think it's about 4 examples for you guys to show how it works. But here is an example of a larger storm with a melt refreeze cycle in it. So the snow in this case stops around midnight or so from this system. And then those pavement temperatures you can see circled in blue drop to 32 degrees, drop to even 31 degrees in that time after midnight. So that's where you're going to want to keep an eye on after you clean your lots, you get everything down to bare asphalt other than the wet surfaces. That's when you can start expecting some icy patches to develop. The other thing to notice is the day after the storm, there's snow melt going on because the pavement temperatures are going up to 41 degrees in the middle of the day. So that is something that indicates, hey, if you have piles on your parking lot, or if you have snow stacked along the curbs, or what it might be, that could start running off into your paved areas, depending on how you've stacked the snow. So with those wet surfaces, we look at the next night and we see that temperatures do fall back below 32 degrees on those paved surfaces again. So here's where we can see that, oh, by utilizing the pavement risk information, I can see that I might have some icy patches developing after I clear those lots. I'm going to have snow melt during the day, and I might have to come back for an ice check the following night or the following morning to make sure all my properties are safe. Another example I thought of was a snow shower example, and this is one that we've had earlier this year. And what it shows is that there were snow showers and squalls developing late in the day. They ended a little bit beyond sunset, something like that, but pavement temperatures were marginal during that time. So what this means is that, yeah, you might have gotten a coating or something on some grassy areas or on car tops or something like that, but those pavements likely were wet from those snow showers. But the key to see here is that the pavement risk information is showing temperatures are going to go down below 30 degrees on those paved surfaces. So this is a clear setup that shows me that, okay, if we have wet surfaces from those snow showers in the evening, we're definitely going to get some icy patches developing. We're going to have to get out there and do some de-icing activities and ice checks. The next event I thought of was an early season here. So in this case, it was a marginal situation. So we had snow falling, might have been mixed with sleet a little bit. And during this time circled in blue, you could see that there are pavement temperatures that are just above freezing. So while snow was falling during this time, it also had some snow melt going on as the snow was falling. So what does this tell you? Well, with those pavement temperatures being above freezing, that there's a lot of melting happening on those pavements. And while you might get, say, 3 to 5 inches on grasses or car tops or mulch beds or something like that, the pavement is probably going to see a little bit less of that based on the melting occurring while it's snowing. So that's another way you can use this pavement risk forecast is, how are those pavements going to react when it's actually in storm and actively snowing? Moving on to a rain risk. This goes to a marginal ice risk. So we have rain that happens during the day. It ends during the early to mid-afternoon, 1 to 3 p.m., something like that. But we do see that at night, after the rainfall, the temperatures drop down to 33 to 34 degrees on the pavement. So we're kind of in that caution area again. But remember how we talked about earlier. We said about how if we're close, 33 to 34 in the pavement risk, there are still some pavements that might be a little bit colder than that, especially in those areas that through your experience that are going to freeze up first. So we're talking about bridges, talking about elevated surfaces. So that might include a handicapped ramp, that might include a north side of building under a bunch of trees. You see this happen all the time typically. So in this situation, those are probably those areas I want to spot check to see if we have icy patches developing after this rainfall event at night, and see if I have to go out and do some de-icing. So you can see through those examples that there are a lot of uses to the pavement risk, and knowing what those temperatures are going to be in the future can be crucial to how you plan your snow and ice management. So again, we've had a really great time developing this product. A lot of hard work went into it, and it's really starting to pay off now. And again, if you have your storm alert service, you see these pavement risk forecasts at the bottom of your regular forecast on the second page. And then you also get it in the FMS system. So we'll continue to analyze the performance of this product, make improvements along the way. And if you have any suggestions or feedback for it, certainly send us an email. Email ppt@weatherworksinc.com. That'll get it done. That'll get right to our software development guys, and they'll be able to prioritize your task and make sure we look into it for you. And don't forget that pavement risk can be really complemented with VeriFreeze. VeriFreeze is our pavement temperature product, talking about the potential for icing that occurred in the past. So if you did go out and do a de-icing one night, you can look back on that day or on that night, and you'll have that report printed out for you to tell you, hey, this is the reason why I went out. This is the reason why I did some de-icing on your site that night, because the pavement temperatures did go down to 32 or below. And that's why I was out servicing your site. So that VeriFreeze, real easy upgrade here to Certified Snowfall Totals service. All you have to do is go to CertifiedSnowfallTotals.com and upgrade to VeriFreeze right there. And it's rather inexpensive too, so really great product to add to your portfolio. So that is it. We are here for you at WeatherWorks. I'm meteorologist Mike Mahalik, and if you have any questions about our pavement risk product, you can certainly give us a call at 908-850-8600, or you can visit us at weatherworksinc.com. Also, don't forget that email for the suggestions and feedback at ppt@weatherworksinc.com. And as always, visit us on social media. We're always there talking about what's current in the weather and what might be coming up, and a lot about our product benefits and things of that nature. So this has been a great webinar. I'm hoping you enjoyed it. I hope you got a lot of good information from it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.